He was just a great person. Had a great passion for the Patriots and the football, and I was very fortunate to get to work with Gino when I came here, and interviewed me every week. Had trouble with that tape machine, but we can change it and all. But he was a great, great friend, and was also a close friend with Josue, so it was a great connection there. But just our condolences to his family, appreciation, for all that Gino did as a player, coach, talking with former players here. Just 10 years in the NFL, never missed a game. MVP, leading scorer, just incredible career. Transitioning into our newest Patriots Hall of Fame selection, Vince. Congratulate him, and certainly well deserved. With Vince and Seymour, we got a pretty good defensive line in that Hall of Fame now. It's two cornerstones up front. Vince was great both on and off the field. Very, very athletic guy for his size and stature. And great, was a great leader here, and still is. It was good to see him last year, and hopefully he'll be around. And just those C's tonight, big one. Two great teams. Obviously, two great guys at the top there with Brad and Pat Riley. So it was good to put together two great teams, and should be a battle. Got to go with the hometown guys. So good to get on the field today, with our group, and we've had the phase 2 sessions, which have been productive. Players have done well there, but now we're moving ahead, and so it's a long process here. We've got a long way to go. Working a lot of people, we're doing some basic fundamental things here. Not trying to over-evaluate anything, just trying to get everybody comfortable with what they're doing. We'll have plenty of time for that here as we go. But it's good to get out on the field, and good to see be good to be able to see us actually go out there and work against each other a little bit, make some corrections and teach and improve and move forward. So we're at today.
You like the hat?
Like it.
You're gonna puff it out a little bit. The logo is not showing. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Level, that's voluntary, obviously. So
that's right.
What would you, how would you characterize just the level of participation you guys would have?
Yeah, it's, that's what it is.
You happy? You happy with
all the guys that are here that are working hard, and I think they're all improving. And those other guys that aren't here, I'm sure they're working too. That's what it is, every team is good.
Bill, back in March when we spoke to you at the league meetings there, you talked a little bit about how you'd be working in conjunction with some of the other coaches on the offensive side. I know it's really early, but how has that process gone thus far with the time you guys have spent on the field?
Good, yeah. I work with all the coaches. Just try to be involved in everything, so that's the head coach's job. Support all parts of the program.
Have those jobs been specified for Joe and Matt in particular? They told us that Joe's been working with the quarterbacks and Matt a little bit with the offensive line, but those guys have titles.
Yes. We have titles. Yeah, look, there's a lot of jobs that we have to do. We're all working on those things now. It's May. They'll change in June. They'll change in August. They'll change in September. So we're all to do the things timely that we need to do. And if you're asking about game plans, we're like months away from that. Months.
maybe not game plans, but how about like the one role that we asked those two guys about was the play caller role. Is that one
Months away.
from having a play caller?
So what plays are we calling?
Well,
Mini camp plays.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. We're gonna coach the team, coach the players. We're gonna get them ready to go. We're gonna game plan. We have to game plan. We'll play call. Do all the things that we need to do and compete in games. Right now, we're months away from that.
Is there a point where a guy who's going to have that role would need the time to prepare? Is that by the start of training camp? Is that?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have that date in your mind?
No.
Do you know who will call offensive plays, or is that a process you'll let play out over the course of the offseason?
Yeah, when we get to it, we'll get to it.
Are we as lay people, Bill, maybe making too much out of the play caller stuff? Because from the outside looking in, it seems like the guy who sends in the plays, working kind of in conjunction with the quarterback, knowing what he likes and getting used to the rhythm of it is important.
But not all that.
What's the greatest knack, not right. What's the attribute that you like to see from a play caller, whether it's Charlie or whether it was on down the line that
Yeah.
somebody does well?
I don't know. We're all different. The execution of the plays, I think, are all more important than the plays themselves. So. I've called them, I've not called them. Call them, I've not called them. So is everybody else.
I was watching NFL Network last night, and they were talking about quarterbacks and the first 15 plays that Joe Montana would run, and the great script. And you would, addressing that script, that 15 plays, you could be down 21-0, so they're done with that. So,
Thanks for reminding me about that game.
but it's insight into, okay, who's going to put together the script? Is it a collaboration? Is it one guy who pulls it? That's why we're intrigued by it, because you in the past have made comment on how.
Yeah, and I'm sure every staff's different. I'm sure on some staffs, one person puts it together. I'm sure on other staffs, there's probably 5, 6, 7 people working on it. I'm sure Bill had the final say on the script with the 49ers, but I think there was a lot of input there, just like there was with, Mike and Alex Gibbs in Denver and Howard and Tony and Peyton and whoever did it at Indianapolis. I wasn't on those staffs, so I couldn't really tell you.
Did Josh kind of do almost all of it? That would be overstated.
Yeah, I mean, here we are. It's like Josh was here for, I don't know, 15 years. Which game do you want to talk about? Which year are we talking about here?
The last 7 games of 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you coach a coach who maybe hasn't called the plays before? Like, how do they simulate that so that they can have comfort when it comes time to be the guy who calls the plays?
We know some of the things we do in training camp.
Bill, you said you've called plays, you haven't called plays. Is it an option for you to call offensive plays this year?
Called them and I haven't called them. And other people have called them and I haven't called them. So, we'll see.
I think if I heard you right, you said this is not the type of, you're not going to over-evaluate anything from today. So when you go back at the end of the day, what will make this a successful day out on the field when you evaluate it? What would make it successful?
Well, we have a lot of players working out there, and so individually, we want each player to try to improve. It's an opportunity for us to work together in units and as a team in various forms. So hopefully we can improve as units and improve as, from a smaller unit to the bigger offensive, defense, special teams unit. So overall fundamentals. So we're working on a lot of things out there. individuals need to get better, or groups and units need to get better. Make progress in all those areas.
Bill, in terms of the development of players from a conditioning standpoint, strength, particularly those in their first off-season program from season 1 to season 2, what are your general impressions of last year's rookie class, and specifically MAC in terms of their physical development this past off-season?
Yeah, well, again, it's like anything else. Player that works hard and puts a lot into it will get a lot out of it. We have a good program. We've had a lot of success with our program. Guys that put a lot into it. See a lot of results. Some players are more naturally gifted than others. But regardless, if you put in hard training, and you'll get that results.
Without pads
The guys that
on,
are here, that's what that's really the guys that are here trying to improve their strength, their conditioning, their explosiveness, their flexibility, their habits in training. And that's what they're here for. And so they've all made a lot of progress.
sorry for jumping the gun on that. Without pads on,
The last question was.
without pads on, how do you evaluate, how the offensive linemen are improving, especially some of the young guys that you drafted this year, without them really being able to, play full-on live football?
Yeah, like I said, it's not really that big of an evaluation, especially at those positions. It's teaching, it's instruction, it's understanding, how to do things. There'll be an evaluation period, and that's when we'll really see how that works. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that out here for sure. Okay, thanks, see you out there.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.